Stanley Cup Final, the Oilers have entered the chat. I mean, you and I both picked the Panthers at the start of the series. I don't even remember how many games
I said
we said.
6.
You said 6. Okay, I don't even remember what I had, but I do remember we both had the Panthers, and it looked like it was going to be no problem there. Hot knife through butter, through the oil, and then the Oilers come out 8-1. That final score is they beat down the Panthers. We thought the Celtics got beat down. So did the Panthers. Do the Oilers come back now? So that series 3-1. Oh, no.
No,
Okay.
I'm just not.
All
I'm
right.
shaking it off.
Yeah.
Again, desperation.
No
It's
shot.
hockey. No.
All right. All
From
right.
down 3-0 to push them like this. Because what am I seeing to start this series? Look, you're going to have that game. First 3 games, McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, they're 3
Yep.
best players for the Oilers.
Yep.
Combined 3 points, 0 goals. All those points coming from McDavid. Yes, they exploded 8-1 in Game 4, right, to win that and steal it. But what have the Panthers done? And what do they do, too, of the teams they've gone through to get to this point? Let's start with them just being able to outlast and overcome the best goalie in the playoffs in Jeremy Swayman.
Yeah.
Then you take on another elite goalie, Igor Shesterkin in the Rangers, but also an elite offense, and completely take him out of their game. Mika Zibanejad, Artemi Panarin, Chris Kreider, Trouba. Those guys never getting comfortable. That's what they've done to the Oilers. The Panthers come in, they take you out of your game plan completely. They play their brand of game, so I think they revert back. Maybe it goes 6. Do the Oilers come back all the way? No. And, hey, Skinner in Game 4, great. 32 saves. Good game, man. Good game, Stewie, you did great. You're a six still. It's just, we've seen what these teams are and how special this Panthers team is from their top 4 lines.
Yes.
Right? All their forwards to how the defense knows how to protect Sergei Bobrovsky.
yeah.
And they just know how to play Bob.
Coaching.
And Bob's been good.
They're good at home, too, and that's where I'm at. You know, if this game's in Edmonton, maybe I'd look at it differently. But I think being at home ice, I think they close it out. It's going to be all kinds of rats being thrown on that damn ice.
Oh, I hate those
I
rats.
hate the rats, too. Confetti and all, but popping champagne there. The only thing, and it kind of reminds me of what I was saying about Kyrie in the Celtics series, the only caution to the win that I have is Connor McDavid is awake now. And he is a kind of player.
Finally scored a goal.
That's what I'm saying. He's a kind of player that can take over a series. I don't give a damn how good your defense is. That dude gets going, there is nothing you can do. And so that's the one thing, and it's kind of what I was saying with Kyrie. If Kyrie can have a big game in Boston tonight, now I'm nervous. Connor McDavid has shown up. He has entered the chat. If he goes off in Game 5 here, in the same scenario, he goes to Florida and goes off and keeps the oil alive, watch the hell out, because that is a guy who can all of a sudden get hot and take over the world. So I have a little trepidation on that, but I'm willing to stick with my prediction that the Panthers get it done, and why not at home in a closeout game. So I agree with you there. We're in lockstep with both the NBA and the NHL finals.
Just going 5.
So we're screwed. It means we're destined. Both are going 7 now. We're the kiss of death. But what say you? 617-790-0928. That's a Boston has entered the chat hotline. We always play your messages and get to them, so leave us a message there. You can also email us, thechat@nesson.com, and send us your tweets as well. We always show those. How do you feel as a Boston fan about the Panthers winning the Stanley Cup? Does it bother you at all?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, like, Bruins took them 6.
They did.
Had a great bounce back in Game 5 after losing 3 straight, especially in the fashion that calls didn't go their way, right?
Right.
And the series was decided on a fluky goal. Like, Jeremy Swayman played his ass off.
Don't forget the refs. Oh.
Yeah, so you get more into it than me. I just emptied out my gas tank on the refs after that non-call on the goalie interference. So I just don't even want to give them any.
You don't acknowledge them.
Yeah, just like they're dead to me. They're all dead to me. All the refs in the NHL, just dead to me. You see dead people. But what was it like? How you're going to be upset? You're going to hate on the Panthers? They came out and kicked your ass.
Yeah.
2
years in a row.
End of the day, couldn't score goals. Like the shortcoming was on offense of creating opportunities. You never got comfortable. Couldn't break the puck out. Couldn't get through your neutral zone. Couldn't keep the possession and play clean hockey when you're in the offensive zone. So if Bruins fans should feel any type of way, at least you lost to the champs. I'm not saying it's going to feel great and you're going to be happy for Florida.
Right.
But this team came out. What they did last year, you hate them for that. They ruined history. But at the same time, when you're a team as special as that Bruins team was, that's your own undoing, and it's your fault you dropped that series. And then that Panthers team was broken down by the time they got to the Cup Finals against the Knights.
That's right.
This year's Panthers team is healthy, got healthy at the right time, getting guys back into their lineup. The way they're built, it took balls to pull it off on the trades they had to pull off. It took all of them buying into Paul Maurice. It took playing this brand of hockey for an entire season, which isn't easy. No egos, team game. But you watch and you go, we lost to the Stanley Cup champs. We took them 6. We hung tough with them. We showed resiliency against them. Again, I go into how Game 6 ended. That fluky goal. It wasn't a blowout. Take some solace in it, but I don't think you should be hating on the Panthers at all.
I agree. I'll even go back 1 year further than what you did. I think you laid it out perfectly of how they beat the Bruins in the first round, 2 years ago, and then this year, obviously, we saw what happened. But I'll go back even the year before that, before they beat the Bruins, that historic regular season Bruins team in the first round. The year before that, the Panthers won the President's Trophy. I mean, they were the best team in all of hockey, and they bowed out early as well. So this is a team, if anything, I agree. I don't think Bruins fans should hate at all. I mean, I know a lot of Bruins fans that don't give a rat's ass about this finals. Like, once the Bruins went out, they were just over it, and they don't care. But in the end, I mean, I think you can take a lot of solace or even motivation in a sense of a Panthers team that just kept knocking on the door. They were coming up short. It just kept knocking on the door, and now they're finally kicking the damn door in and getting the Stanley Cup, and that's how it goes sometimes. And so, we've had a couple years here where the Bruins have felt close, no cigar. You re-up and you reload and you go back and you do it again, and maybe next year it can be your year. I agree.
It's still a team that needs something more in their top 6 for the Bruins.
Yes.
And you can see how close you are to the potential Stanley Cup champions of this year in the Panthers. Yes. But you watch this, if it was the Leafs, if it was the Canadians,
that's different.
Different type of way all the way, I agree, right?
Yeah.
If it was the Penguins even, I understand.
Agreed.
But it's the Panthers. They're the best team in the NHL this season. They've been the best team in these playoffs.
Yes.
They win it. You look and you go, if we ended our season the way we did, which was tough,
yes,
after that magic of the first round, of how close I had to still be in Game 7, at least it's to the Stanley Cup champions. It's what you don't have to root for them, but you watch and you see that brand of hockey and you go, good for them. I mean, they just play dirty, gritty. We're going to muck it up, mother effing hockey.
Yeah,
that's just like.
But guess what? That's Stanley Cup winning hockey.
And they're going to do this when everyone's saying the champ will come out of the West. The champ will come out of the West.
I was saying
champ will
that.
come out of the West.
Yeah.
The Avs, the Stars. I said the same thing. I thought it'd be the Stars.
Yep.
Panthers, they play their brand. They don't get into the speed of the West, and they win.
Well, listen, it's not by accident that in the past handful of years, it's really been the same cluster of teams out east. And I think you brought up a good point when you started naming these randos. If it's them, if the Leafs are going on some deep run and have a chance to get a cup, okay, of course, we're all hating on that. But if you look at the Eastern Conference, it's been in any order. The order has changed, but really it's been Rangers, it's been Canes, it's been Bruins, and it's been Panthers. It's been those 4. And then you just change the order of the standings, but it's really been those 4 in terms of teams that feel like real contenders that can win the cup. And that's why I don't think Bruins fans are really hating here, because it makes sense. This isn't a team that's come out of nowhere. Quite frankly, the Panthers have earned their right to be here and have earned the right to hoist that cup.
At least it's not a team from Canada winning. If the Panthers hold on.
If the Panthers hold on.
It's not a Canadian team winning the cup.
Right.
Let that drought go 38 years, baby.
You are cold-blooded, man.